What I'm about to show you now is the #1 trick for speed and accuracy when it comes to the decision-making section of the UCAT. If you can really master this technique that I'm about to show you, it's going to take you and separate you highly from the rest of the other people sitting the exam and put you in that top decile for scores. So what we're going to do is start with a question. I'm going to get you to attempt it. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to complete it. And then as an example, going through the answer, I'm going to show you this technique and just how great it is for speeding you up and, like I say, increasing that accuracy. Okay, so well done for having a go at that. Let's have a look at the question itself and go through how I would tackle something like this. Clark, Sam, Drake, Rosie and Mary have one car each. The cars are either red, blue or green in colour. 3 cars are hatchbacks and the rest are sedans. All the sedans are green. Hatchbacks are either blue or red. Mary and Clark do not have hatchbacks. Amongst Sam, Drake and Rosie, only Drake has a blue car. Which of the following statements is true? So when I get a question like this, the first thing that I do is, because you've got a lot of information, the first thing you have to consider is how many of the questions are in this decision-making actual question set. Is it just this one question or is it a lot more? So with this, the likelihood is that you're going to have more follow-on questions than just this one question that you have here. So with something like this, when you get a lot of information, the first thing that I do, and the thing that you'll be doing most in the decision-making section, is using your whiteboard. So when we have this volume of information, the best thing to do is start by putting it into your own table. So the most important thing to do is to pick out the 1 or 2 key pieces of information that are going to serve as your anchor points from which then all the other pieces of information and statements can help you work out exactly what's going on. So I'm going to show you how I would draw the table now and exactly how it's going to help me work out which of these statements is true. First thing I would do is draw a column with all the people that we have in the list. So we have Clark, we have Sam, we have Drake, Rosie, and we have Mary. So when looking at these statements here, you can see across the 5 pieces of information that it gives you, they're basically distinguishing between colours and the type of car. So that's what we're going to use as our column. So we'll do, first one here is type of car. Excuse the terrible chicken scratch doctor's handwriting. The other one is the colour of car. So the next step is to identify the most important key bit of anchor information, like I was talking about, that's going to help you work out the rest. And those are in combination. They are the one that says Mary and Clark do not have hatchbacks. And when you see that 3 cars are hatchbacks and the rest are sedans, that tells you that Mary and Clark must have sedans. So sedan and sedan. So that first statement, that the 3 cars are hatchbacks and the rest are sedans, is essentially telling you that the remaining 3, so Sam, Drake and Rosie, all have, I'll put HB, hatchbacks. Great. So then we're in a really good position to understand what's going on. So the next thing to know is that all sedans are green. So we know that Clark has a green sedan, Mary also has a green sedan. So that's very easy. So now we're just left with 3 colours of car that are left. So then the combination of the third and last line give you the final 3 pieces of information that you need. So we're told that all hatchbacks are either blue or red, so the remaining 3 have to be blue or red each. And then on the final one it says, amongst Sam, Drake and Rosie, only Drake has a blue car. So basically we know that Drake has a blue hatchback. I'm sure Drake in real life has a much nicer car than that. And then because they're either blue or red and only Drake has a blue one, the rest must be red. So that tells you everything that everybody has. So when we're looking at this now, all we have to do is just go through the statements and work out which is right. So the first one is saying that Rosie has a red sedan, which is wrong because Rosie has a red hatchback. Then we are saying that there are 2 blue cars. Well, we are told that there's only 1 blue car and we can see from our table. Then C, they're saying there are 3 red cars and we know from the 1 blue car that there are not 3 red cars, there are only 2. So then the final one has to be right, and that says that Sam has a red hatchback, which makes this one the correct answer. Now, as you know, the UCAT is probably the most important aspect of your med school application. And actually, with our FutureDoc program, which you can check out here, we've coached loads of people now to get over 3,000, which is really in the top 2 or 3 percentile. So if you want to, you can apply for that program and have us coach you one-on-one and get you to where you need to be with your UCAT score. What I would recommend though, in the meantime, if you want to get a flavour for the kind of lessons that we teach and just how we help people, I would recommend that you check out this playlist here, which actually has all of our highest yield tips for all sections of the UCAT. Then we also have a decision making one, which you can check out here as well. That's purely for just best techniques for decision making. But the important thing to note is that with this one that we did today, the main takeaway is that when you're doing the decision making, this is the one where the whiteboard that is provided as part of the exam, it's the section where you'll be using it the most. Really get things out logically out of your head, write them down on paper so that you can visualize exactly what the logical order is of things, how they relate to one another. And then just as you can see, it's very easy to just lay out the table like that. And then it's just a question of going through it, reviewing the statements, and you can see very quickly which ones are right and which ones are wrong. And that is kind of one of those go slow to go fast sort of approaches that's going to help you speed up in the long term when it comes to the UCAT on the main day. So well done for having a go at that question. If you want some more free resources, I recommend you watch this video here where I talk about where we have all of our free YouTube videos that you can watch for all aspects of the med school application. Again, check out that information in the top right corner where you can access all the practice questions that we've put out, as well as the individual section playlists, which are going to give you the condensed version of my online course. Otherwise, if you want some one-on-one help and want to see how we've helped people like you get a 3,000 plus UCAT score, check out this video here to find out how. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.